Sakafet YouTube, and welcome back to my channel. Let's cook with me from start to finish. Hello my darlings, so I'm starting off with some red beans. I soaked my red beans overnight and I went in with some garlic cloves, some salt and some mixed herbs, followed by about 3-4 cups of water. I'm gonna let this cook for about an hour and a half till it softens. Next, I'm gonna season up my whole chicken with a little bit of oil, some salt, some mixed herbs, all-purpose seasoning and turmeric powder, and my green seasoning blend. I'm gonna add a generous amount of that in there, and then I'm gonna mix it in well and allow it to marinate in my fridge for about an hour. Now that my peas is cooking and my chicken is nicely seasoned, I'm going in and make some coleslaw. I'm going to be using my peeler to shred my cabbage and use a grater to grate my carrots. I am also gonna just put in some mayo. I'm using some vegan mayo in there simply because I've been loving this vegan mayo for some time now. But first, let's go in with some vinegar, some of that vegan mayo that I mentioned. I'm gonna put in some honey for sweetness, a little bit of black pepper, and give this a really good mix. Once my coleslaw was all mixed in, I put some claret on the top and popped it into the fridge till dinner was ready. It's about an hour into the cook time of my beans, so now I'm going in and putting my chicken on a tray, ensuring to tuck in the wings so that it doesn't burn. I'm gonna put some chicken stock at the bottom of the tray just so that this doesn't dry out and burn. And I'm also gonna be cooking the backbone as well because this happens to be my favorite part. Yes, into the oven we go on 200 degrees Celsius for about an hour and 10 minutes. I will be basting it halfway so it doesn't dry out. But let's work on some mac and cheese. So I'm going in with my pasta and allowing that to boil for about 10-11 minutes according to package instruction. And once it's all cooked, I'm gonna go ahead and just drain it off. After draining my pasta, I went in to check on my chicken. It's about 30 minutes into the cook time and I'm just gonna be basting it with the juices. I did put some of that seasoning under the skin and oh my goodness, the flavor is just going to be amazing. After basting in my chicken, I popped it back in for the remaining 30-40 minutes, and yes my darlings, this is already looking so amazing. Let's work on the cheese sauce for the mac and cheese. Start by adding in some butter and flour to a pot. Give it a good mix and go in with some whole milk. Season lightly with a little bit of sea salt, black pepper and paprika. I'm adding about a tablespoon of that green seasoning and I'm gonna go in and add in my cheese. I'm adding in some cheddar and some mozzarella. Give it a really good mix till it's nice and creamy like this. Add in your pasta that's cooked. Give it a really good mix. You can see the seasonings coming through and it looks absolutely amazing. I'm gonna go ahead and just transfer it to a baking dish. Sprinkle some more cheese on top and some freshly chopped parsley and allow that to bake on about 180 for about 20 minutes. At this point, my chicken was nicely cooked. Oh my goodness, I basted one last time with the juices. Guys, this looks so amazing. And listen, this smells so good, so amazing. Now my beans have been cooking for about an hour and a half. I checked on it and it was all done. So I just transferred it to a bowl, added in some oil to the same pot, add in my remaining green seasoning. I'll let it saute for about a minute before going back in with my beans. Bear in mind I did cook my beans with some herbs and salt already. So all I'm going to be adding is just a little bit of all-purpose seasoning and some black pepper. I'll add some sugar just to balance the acidity. Mix it in well and let that cook on low heat for a further 15-20 minutes. And I'm gonna go ahead and steam my rice. This takes, literally 10 minutes to cook. So I'm just gonna let that cook. And yes, my darlings, after about 15 minutes, I had the fluffiest rice served. Took me about just under 2 hours to make this gorgeous feast, and it was time to serve. Once dinner was cooked, I went ahead and served my husband a plate. Oh my gosh, I love this man. I'm gonna go ahead and add in a generous amount of everything. And yes, my loves, I really hope you enjoy this cook with me. Try the recipe soon and let me know how you like it. It's been a pleasure having you here, and I can't wait to see you in my next one. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.